Okay, let's call it to order. Thank you for coming. City Clerk.
Councilmember Authority Member Johnson.
Present.
Mann.
Present.
Smith.
Here.
Vice Mayor, Vice Chair Christ.
Present.
Mayor, Chair Paris.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Call to order the Housing Authority meeting. City Clerk, roll call, please.
Authority Member Harvey. Mann.
Present.
Smith.
Here.
Vice Chair Christ.
Present.
Chair Zetto.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Motion to excuse.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Done. The invocation will be done by Pastor Enos from Greater Works Christian Center.
Thank you. Gracious Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for the grace and loving kindness that you have shown us all here in Lancaster. You are worthy of all praise, honor, and glory for the great blessings you have poured out on us all, for us that call this city our home. I thank you for our mayor, vice mayor, and city council. You have given us the best. I bless Mayor Paris. I bless Vice Mayor Christ. I bless Council Member Smith. I bless Council Member Mann. I bless Council Member Johnson, and I bless this entire council. Father, let your glory, wisdom, power, and spirit rest upon them. Give them your supernatural strength and ability to lead this city as you would have them do so. I pray, let your kingdom come, your will be done here in Lancaster as it is in heaven. Help these your servants establish your will and your kingdom in this city. Let your spirit and your presence be seen and known in this meeting tonight. Let everything said and done in this room bring you glory. If it does not bring you glory, Father, drive it far from this council and from this city. Let everything be done to glorify you and your Son, Jesus Christ. This council has welcomed you into this place. Bless them with a special grace and favor from heaven. I give you praise and thanks in this place, your house. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. Want to do the pledge?
Sure. Please remain standing. Place your hand over your heart. Repeat with me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
There is no sword.
Yeah, I got that. Okay, good. Got it. Okay, we got the presentations. We got East Side High Art Department recognition on their Wasteland project. Is somebody helping me with that, or am I doing that?
I do not see. Is there anyone here from the East Side Art? I believe Michelle.
Now, is that a disgrace or what? They didn't even show up for their award.
They're out picking up the trash.
Okay. And we have a presentation for Antelope Valley Christian School foreign exchange students who helped us considerably with the BID press event last week. And you've actually become our Chinese ambassadors to all of the Chinese people that are coming in. Is Tiffany here? Which one's? Tiffany, you got to help me with the names, okay? Come on down. You're from Tianjin, right? Tiffany couldn't believe I had a picture with the mayor from Tianjin in my office, could you? Okay, why don't you go ahead and announce the names and I'll give it to them, okay?
黑身高
If you don't come down, you can't get the picture to send home. Did you get that? Come back, let's do it again. Come back, let's do it again. Okay. You always go for the camera.
Okay.
Okay, you stay right here, okay?
And Venus Liang. Arrow Liu.
There you go. Watch the camera. Thank you.
Vivian Wang.
Did we get the wrong name? Tiffany, there's only 8 of you. Here we go. Thank you. Okay.
Lucia Xu. Flora Zhang.
Thank you. Okay.
And it's my,
And finally, but last Shang, right?
yeah.
Tiffany Shang. Come on.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, great. Let's, can you get it around the podium? Okay. Are you taller than me? Thank you. I always make it a habit never to stand next to somebody taller.
Mayor. Mayor. Oh, sorry.
Okay, great. So, did we have an award for you? Okay. You're the one that brings it all together for us, right? Do you actually get to go to China when you?
Yes, I do travel to China and
Wow.
multiple other countries. We're a boarding school and a day school, so
Right.
we travel to visit our parents and to grant teacher conferences, probably the furthest away, in the Antelope Valley, but also to
You've made us international. Thank you. Okay, today we're proud to honor the coach and players of the University of Antelope Valley Pioneers softball team. In only their third year of existence, the team recently won the 2013 National Club Softball Association World Series in Columbus, Georgia. That is phenomenal. Wow. During the World Series, UAV went undefeated, beating Florida State, Penn State, Michigan State, Virginia Tech to win the championship. UAV has won the Southern Pacific Conference 3 years in a row, taking second place in it. Why would we put the second places when they're the world's champs? Who wrote this? This year, they took the world. And we have a video. Let's play the video. It says we have a video. They better have a video.
I don't think we have a video. That's for, we have for the Jazz Festival.
If you guys played softball like that, you wouldn't be here today, would you? Next time we'll have a video. We'd like to congratulate Coach Sarah Adams and the entire UAV team, and we're going to and we'll do the things. Okay, good.
Okay, I have the honor of Mayor allowing me to read the names, so thank you, Mayor, for letting that. And I'd like to honor Marissa and Achando.
That was pretty cool, huh?
Please, thank you. Alexis Candelaria.
Okay, you got your speech ready? Thank you.
I'm just going to call her by her name, Bolt.
That is a
There you
great-
go. Thank you.
That was good.
Mine was still dirty.
You're not supposed to say that.
Michelle Hartson.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Timms. Johanna Yajay. Oh, hold on. Let's let the baby come take a picture, too, with Mommy.
Do you want to hold it for us? Okay. You got to show it for the camera. Thank you.
This is the second mom, so I'd like to take a picture with her daughter, too. You know, what a great example these moms are being to their kids. Let's give a round of applause for that alone. Not only are they continuing education, but they're showing great athleticism. Cassandra Rodriguez. Darla Curley. Alexandra Sanchez.
Congratulations. So was it fun?
Rhea Murphy.
Congratulations.
Alejandra Olivia. Oh, as we also know her as Blue. She also got what did you get? Most valuable player at the national, and she was the one that Marv. What were you saying? About
Tell the story. Marco, can you come up?
Come tell the story. Mark.
yeah,
Marco,
Coach
come-
Sarah.
Someone tell the story about the bottom of the six and the top. It's a great story.
Well, Alex had, I don't even really need a microphone, but Alex had the opportunity, which most people don't have in a lifetime, to have the heroics 3 times in a row in the World Series. In the bottom of the 7th, she hit a game-winning home run against Arkansas State, and then against Florida State, she helped drive in a double to tie the game up, which then Alexis Taub drove in the winning run on that. But in the bottom of the championship game, we went up 6-0, which every coach in the world would think, we're okay. Nope, we weren't. Florida State then battled back in their half of the 7th inning and scored 7 runs, so they actually went ahead 7-6. We got a couple runners on base by way of walk, and then Alex came up again. She had already hurt Florida State, so they were intentionally walking her. But Alex, being the person she is, didn't even realize they were intentionally walking her, with the catcher standing up behind her, didn't even realize it. And I said, you know, if they miss, hit it. And somehow she got a hold of one and just dinked it right over the second baseman and drove in the winning run to win that game too. So
Alexis Harvey. I love how you guys still have your stains on your jersey. That is so classic. I love it. Victoria Billy.
No, we got to get a picture.
Jasmine Lopez. Lily Rivera. Coach Sarah Adams. Here, there's one more person I want to acknowledge. That's Jamie Wright. Mayor, if I may, just add a little bit. You know, truly, this is history being made of what the city of Lancaster is about. BYD is one example of what history is being made here in the city of Lancaster, and the University of Antelope Valley softball girls have proven that history can be made. They have not just been an example for the university, but they've been okay. I love it. That alone deserves a round of applause. I think the mayor is telling me something. Okay. This is truly an example. You women have been an example for so many other women, mothers, as we just said, but truly for our community, of what our community is about, and that's making history. And you guys did that by winning the national championship, and I get choked up. This has been a dream, and you guys have made it into reality. And we, the community, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I want to get a picture with all of you. Hold on. Why would I miss this?
For everybody on the council, and the girls haven't even seen these shirts yet, but there are national championship shirts. So you guys are the
That's
first
really
ones.
cool.
You can make it up this time. Why don't you guys, let's do a team picture.
Hey, you don't have a fat guy shirt. Hey, I want to stand next to you. You're the most valuable. That was precious.
The president or the board of trustees. I should get two.
Mark said yes.
Oh no, he was saying the.
Mike's? Okay.
I put on my thing, you have to do it all over.
Go ahead and include the attendance. There's no alcohol.
Sarah.
I did.
I got you. Real quick, I also wanted to take the opportunity to thank Sandra and Marco. 3 years ago, I got the call that a university in town, which I actually, to be honest, didn't even know what it was looking for a softball coach. And I met with Marco, and he said he loved my vibe and my karma. And so how grateful I am that I was able to start a program. And the girls, there's 6 of them that started it that year with us. If you 6 would stand. These 6 are the ones that started the program. And these are the ones that chose to endure me for 3 years of their life, which is hard. But they made an awesome example to our community. But if it weren't for Marco and Sandra, we would never have, and their vision of what this university will be in the future, we would never have this opportunity. So as a team and as a coach, I would love to thank those two for allowing us to start this dream and making it a reality into a national championship, because without you guys and your vision, we would not even be here today. So thank you very much. And Sandra wants our cheers. So 1, 2, 3.
UAB!
And who are we?
Champions!
Okay, we have Rhonda Perez from Parks and Recreation on whatever Rhonda has.
Mike Rosa will be pinch hitting for Rhonda today.
Did she have a note?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Each year, the Antelope Valley Press conducts a readers poll asking them to vote on the best in the Antelope Valley in dozens of categories. They include businesses, retail, restaurants, health, services, and entertainment. And tonight, it's my pleasure to present the Council with the 2013 Best BAV Free Entertainment for the City of Lancaster's events on the Boulevard. And we have a brief slideshow to show some of these events. We have the Sierra Toyota Scion Summer Concert Series that begins this week, Thursday night, 6 o'clock on the Boulevard, and runs 20 weeks this year. Celebrate America on the Boulevard. It's going to be in September this year. Okay. Which one? Okay. Boulevard Farmers Market every Thursday night, 5 to 9 p.m. Streets of Lancaster Grand Prix is going to be the last weekend in September this year. The Boulevard Halloween and Harvest Festival, October 26th. And Magical Boulevard Christmas, December 6th. It's Friday night this year. So those are the events, and this is the first time we've won it for the free events on the Boulevard.
That's really cool. Thanks. Okay, and Tim Fuller and Marco Johnson are going to tell us about the Antelope Valley Fair Festival, Jazz Festival. Antelope Valley Fair Jazz Festival.
Mr. Mayor, City
Should have stayed in
Council,
school.
thank you for having us today. My name is Tim Fuller, and I'm on the Board of Directors of the Antelope Valley Fair Association. And we're proud to bring forward to you today some really great news that we have. This last year, as a board, we decided that we would like to concentrate on bringing a new event to the Antelope Valley, one that we could be proud of, one that the citizens of the Antelope Valley be proud of. And I've got here with me tonight another fellow director who is the chairman of the events committee who's going to tell us more about it, Marco Johnson.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, councilmen, and the most beautiful councilwoman I've ever laid eyes on. I learned that from you, Mayor. Thanks for
So that's how it's done.
You know, before I jump into this, one thing that we failed to mention about our softball young ladies is overall they have a 3.3 GPA. Two of our young ladies are moving on to the master's program. They're serious about their education. They set the tone on campus. We're extremely happy that they can demonstrate in the classroom and on the athletics field. And one last thing, these girls start practice at 5:30 every morning and then make it to class and then go to practice in the afternoon. So they're a great example to what you can do if you set your mind to it. So we're extremely proud of them. So our first annual Jazz Festival, we've decided that we want to make a commitment to bring a couple of annual events to the fairgrounds during the downtime of the fair. The fair is celebrating 75 years of an amazing tradition, but we can definitely grow, and we plan to do so. The first event that we'd like to introduce is the first annual Jazz Festival, which will take place on Father's Day weekend, more specifically that Saturday before Father's Day. These first couple of slides, we've got about a 3 to 4 minute presentation here. The first couple of slides just recognizes some old fathers out there that not many in this room maybe know who they are. My Three Sons definitely was a hit back a few years ago. Mr. Cosby did a great job on The Cosby Show. The Courtship of Eddie's Father, he demonstrated how you can be a wonderful single parent as a dad. as did the Partridge family. This young lady demonstrated how you can be a single mom and still be recognized and do a great job raising your kids. So at the Jazz Festival, we plan to have some amazing food. And as a lot of us realize, gourmet food trucks are the hit right now. We've got 5 of the hottest food trucks in LA County visiting the Antelope Valley for this event. There'll be some amazing gourmet burgers. I'm excited about that. There is a very hot food truck that deals with lobster dogs and crawfish. Sounds different, but I've heard that they're extremely exciting and delicious. And Greek food. I know that there are a few Greek lovers here in the house. And then this one was specifically added for my beautiful bride. We'll have a number of desserts that day. We'll even have, I thought about our city manager, we'll have beer-flavored ice cream that day. What would a festival be without beer, wine, and other types of beverages? We're fortunate that Portofino is going to handle our wine as well as the wine tasting. There will be a plethora of beer selections to entertain those who partake, which I do. In addition to that, there's a special twist. We will have some hand-rolled cigars happening there on the premises. Even if you don't enjoy a good cigar, just watching these guys prepare these is a treat in itself. And or if there is a cigar connoisseur in your family, this is an opportunity to buy him or her a custom-made cigar. Over the years, Sandra and I have been very blessed. We've made some great friendships with Magic. We asked him to sign a basketball for this event. He did so, and we're donating it to as a giveaway. In addition to that, the Dodgers, we connected with them, and they were happy to do so as well. 2 VIP tickets that will allow whomever wins those tickets to meet the players and enjoy batting practice. We're extremely excited about that. And again, this is for anyone who enters that day. There's no fees involved. Everyone that enters is entered into the drawing. Our artists, we have 4 amazing artists, 2 of which are up-and-comers. Mr. John Black, he is an artist that was formerly with the band Fishbone, and he has a unique background in which he was trained under Miles Davis. He has a unique blues/jazz vibe about himself. So again, he's one of the up-and-comers, just as Jeanette Harris. She's an amazing saxophone player who was classically trained. She graduated from Boston Berklee College of Music, which is an extremely prestigious institution for artists, and she's a smooth jazz performer. Our 2 headliners, Mr. Kevin Eubanks. He's an American jazz and fusion guitarist. He made his fame being the leader of the Tonight Show band leader for 15 years. In addition to that, he's had 25-plus singles to top the charts. And we are extremely fortunate to bring Boney James, the world-renowned Boney James, to the Antelope Valley. He's never been here before. He's excited to come. He's a Southern California guy. This guy is world famous for his jazz performance. He's a 3-time Grammy nominee. He puts on amazing shows. So when you're there that day, be prepared for a treat. He's had 9 #1 albums on the Billboard Contemporary Jazz charts. And what's really unique is he's had 2 albums on the top 10 R&B album chart, and that's really unique in the sense that he's an instrumentalist. There's no vocals, and for him to top those charts with just blowing his horn is awesome. We have a 30-second commercial.
Celebrate Father's Day early at the first annual Lancaster Jazz Festival, Saturday, June 15th at the AV Fairgrounds. Featured artists are jazz legend Boney James, Kevin Eubanks, former Tonight Show band leader, Jeanette Harris, and the soul of John Black. Give Dad a Father's Day gift to remember, or just come for some great music. Purchase tickets at avfair.com or call 948-6060. Boney James, Kevin Eubanks, Jeanette Harris, and John Black at the first annual Lancaster Jazz Festival, June 15th at the AV Fairgrounds.
So in conclusion, it's our first annual Lancaster Jazz Festival. It's Father's Day weekend. More specifically, it's that Saturday before Father's Day. Gourmet food, a number of drinks and beverages, and live entertainment. So we'd love to see you guys out there. We appreciate the time. Tickets are on sale now. They're very reasonably priced, $25 to $40. We have flyers at the back of the room. Log on to avfair.com for more information. And once again, I'd like to thank you guys for your time and consideration. Thank you.
So who did the commercial? Who did the commercial? It was a good commercial.
I believe it was done by Time Warner.
Entertainment Plus.
Entertainment Plus? All right. Entertainment Plus, I guess. Yeah, it was a good commercial. I liked it. Thank you. Okay, moving on. Any speaker cards in the council minutes? Is there a motion?
Move to approve the minutes.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Note I abstained. Consent calendar. Anything to be removed?
We have a speaker card on CC4, 5, and 7, all three of them Michael Reeves.
Okay, I'll pull those. Is there a motion on the others?
Move to approve the consent calendar as currently comprised.
I'll second that.
Let's vote. It's unanimous. On 4, 5, and 7, Mr. Reeves.
Mayor Paris, council, ladies and gentlemen, staff. I'm opposing 3 items on the consent calendar today. The first one that I have an objection to is the one about CC4, which is amending the city zoning code for 28.5 acres located at the northwest corner of Avenue J and 60th Street West. As I mentioned to the council last time we met, that would have been a perfect place for the Walmart, and the Walmart could have gone there, and the houses that they want to put at this location could have gone by the high school. But it was pointed out by the council that you have no jurisdiction over where people build things. You can take care of zoning, but you don't dictate, what they place in places. However, I think this is the wrong place to locate housing. The housing should be located by the high school. I'm pleased to learn that the council is going to have a public hearing on the assessment district fees in June. The council wants to assess the businesses some fees after they have a say. And I think in this economic times that the businesses are taxed and assessed enough fees, and they shouldn't be assessed any more fees. I did a survey, which I'll discuss later when we discuss the other part of this proposal, about the how many businesses we have on the boulevard. So, therefore, I asked the council not to okay the zoning changes for Avenues 60 and J and leave things the way they are. And if Walmart chooses to build a store, they can build it in an industrial location, not turn that area into a residential location by a prison. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a motion?
Motion to approve CC4, CC5, and CC7.
Second.
I second.
Let's vote. It's unanimous. Okay. Public hearing item number 1. Oh, we're taking that off, right? Yeah, that was removed. Okay. Continued business item number 1. Right.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council. The item before you is the second phase of our Property Business Improvement District. Previously, staff as well as representatives from the Boulevard Association that came to the City Council requesting to initiate the Property Business Improvement District, the PBID, which would look to have property owners assess themselves to generate additional revenue to the downtown, specifically the current business improvement district area. The idea would be that to generate, with all the investment that we've put into the boulevard, would be also to provide additional revenue for special events that the Boulevard Association can be doing, additional security, lighting, and maintenance costs associated with maintaining the boulevard. So at this point, we are moving on to our next phase, which happens to be the petition. We just finished the petition phase, and I'm going to have Shannon Dow, who's been working very closely with the Boulevard Association and this process, explain what we've been doing to date and our next steps.
Good evening, Mayor Paris and council members. We began the process of outreach to our business and property owners in the downtown area back in November, and we began gathering input from them for our management district plan, which governs the structure of the proposed PBID. So our goal is to provide them with the services and activities that they've been requesting as a new downtown, and to create a more sustainable and vibrant downtown for the future. To do this, the management district plan dictates, based on the input that we received from them, we'll have 30% of the budget devoted to clean and safe, which includes things like maintenance and security. 50% will be devoted to promotions and marketing, such as special events and advertising. 18% will be administration and advocacy, such as staff to enact the other programs and tenant recruitment. And then we'll have a 2% contingency budget. So I just want to emphasize that this process was initiated by the property and business owners. It will be voted on by the property and business owners, and it will then be governed by the property and business owners. So this is a great example of the private sector kind of banding together and working together towards a common goal of strengthening our downtown area. And to speak to that, we have Erica Albee, who is the Vice President of the Boulevard Association. She's the owner of All About Fitness and one of our most ardent volunteers for the Boulevard. We're happy to have her here.
Good evening. This was last minute for me, so bear with me here. I'm just here to give my support. I am not a property owner. I am a business owner on this boulevard, but I have served on the Boulevard Association since arriving here 7.5 years ago. We try to get a lot done with very, very little right now, and it's difficult. We're doing actually right now, this Saturday is our biggest event we've ever put together, the wedding on the boulevard that all the businesses banded together to do, and it's going to be pretty spectacular. But there's so much more that needs to be done. There's security that's needed. There's things that we as businesses need down here that there's not enough money to provide for. And the city's done a great job of giving us this fantastic boulevard, but there's just a lot more steps that need to be taken. So I'm just here representing the businesses. I obviously don't represent everybody. I'm also probably, with this whole thing happening, going to end up not on the board of the Boulevard Association because I don't own a piece of property. However, I have been one of the most involved people down here through this entire process, and I just think it's really essential that something change because we don't have enough money to get the things done that we need, and this is the way that we need to go to make that happen. So I think that's what I had to say. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
So just to elaborate a little bit more about the process, what you're being asked to do tonight is accept the petitions. We've had more than 50% of the downtown property owners sign petitions in support of this, saying that they're ready to commit their funds to these goals that we've listed above. And also to set a public hearing for July 23rd, at which point we will collect the ballots that will be sent out. And so everyone will have the opportunity to vote between now and then. And at the public hearing, they'll have the opportunity to voice their opinions. So again, this will be decided entirely by the property owners. So. Yeah.
Thank you.
Available to answer any questions.
You like that microphone, huh?
I'm better quiet.
Any questions? You're good.
Thank you.
Mr. Reeves.
Mayor, Council, while the rest of you were barbecuing yesterday, I took a stroll up the boulevard and took a survey of the businesses that we have on the boulevard. Currently, we have 70 empty spaces on the boulevard. We have 17 restaurants and food-related stores. We have 10 government-related offices. We have 21 financial, bank, real estate, attorney offices. We have 6 medical. We have 2 entertainment, we have 5 hair salons. Now, everyone knows that the 14th Sanitation District has increased their fees, and I'm sure that the beauty salons, the restaurants, and some of the other stores have felt the impact. And to penalize the property owners again by assessing new fees, I do not think is fair. I'm glad that the council is having a public hearing, which I will attend, and discuss this with the property owners. I'd be interested to know which property owners of the 50% of this total I have agreed to it so far. If you want to support somebody that will promote business, I suggest we support our Chamber of Commerce, who are having some hard times right now. Let the Chamber of Commerce promote our community instead of assessing fees on the owners and instead of taxing the property owners for these services. Thank you very much.
Excuse me, I thought you were going to talk longer.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
If I could. It's obvious Mr. Reeves doesn't know the difference between a tax and a fee and the bid that we currently have in a P-bid. Maybe we could have one of the staff explain it to him that in the public that this is not a tax, this is not a fee, but this is a self-governed, self-implemented fee that actually benefits the businesses, and maybe that wasn't explained enough.
I think we're good with that. Mr. Reeves, I want you to know nobody invited me to a Memorial Day barbecue either.
Me neither.
But it never occurred to me to survey the boulevard. You are truly dedicated. I appreciate that. Thank you.
I'll move we adopt resolution number 13-14.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? And it's unanimous. Oh, and I would like to announce that your trash bill is going down 1%. How cool is that? Doesn't always go up. And we owe a lot of that to the Vice Mayor's incredible negotiating abilities.
Thank you, Marvin.
And for those of you who wish...
Something we don't often hear.
Okay, CB1. Did we just do that? We just did that. Got so excited about the 1%. New business 1.
We have no speaker cards.
Okay. Waive the reading?
Waive the reading.
Is there a motion?
Move to approve NB1.
A second.
Okay.
All in favor? It's unanimous. Okay. Now we're on the council agenda. What do we got there?
We have 3 speaker cards.
Here, let's save those to the end. They're on the council agenda?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Do we have that PowerPoint ready to go? Okay. Anybody going to narrate it?
You're talking about the charts and such?
Yeah.
I think I'd like to ask maybe Vice Mayor Christ or any of those, because they were at the meeting and testified, that might be appropriate. And then myself and Robert are available to answer any questions.
Okay.
And I think maybe talking about what the issue is. And
Okay, a brief history is Cal Water was bought a small district several years ago. If you look up on the chart, that's their water rates, which is 3 times the amount of the area water rates. There's another one that's after that. Can you put the next one up? That's their proposed rate, which is an additional 60%. The PUC had a hearing Thursday in regards to the proposed rate increases. There was 3 members of the city council that went to it and spoke and said that they were in disagreement with the proposed rate increase. I didn't really agree with what they were doing. The area currently pays 3 times what
everyone else pays. I asked Robert to take a look at how do we join in as a petitioner to the rates. Robert, can you speak on that?
Yes, sir. Vice Mayor.
Intervener.
City Council, I've had discussion with the PUC. It's not too late. We can get involved. And there's an application that we make, and it goes before the administrative law judge for his approval, but we still can file.
And there's also other effective ways that we can get involved as far as doing a motion from the City Council that says we're opposing it, or a proclamation. Can we do that?
Yeah, at this point, I think it'd be appropriate if the council wants to give the will of the council. We would have a letter drafted for the mayor to the administrative law judge and the PUC opposing it if that's the council's goal. And also, as Mr. Neal mentioned, we would also like a direction to become an intervener or whatever the most appropriate way to support the citizens.
And I also asked...
I got some questions. It's the same water table, isn't it?
Yes.
I mean, we're pulling it from the same dirt, aren't we? We're at $50 a month. They want to be $300 a month.
Yeah,
and Palmdale's twice as much as us. I mean, I had to throw that in. It's obvious. I mean, it's up there, right? How come there's such a variance? I mean, it's the same water.
They're a for-profit company.
It's
They're a for-profit company. They're guaranteed profit margin, and so they...
They're a bunch of rapists, is what they
They're saying
are.
that the reason is so that they could give better benefits to their staff.
It's the same water.
There is no good reason. It's
correct.
Yeah. Yeah, they didn't have any. They didn't have any logic. You know, when the two things were cited. One was is they said they couldn't keep employees if they didn't raise the rates, which is dumbfounding how the other companies can. And the other one was about their health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ridiculous. My company told me, Ken, you're going to have to pay more in 2013. I don't understand this.
And the ratepayers are also responsible for paying their federal taxes.
Mm-hmm. And they also ask them to reserve on water if they want their bill to be lower. And then on the other hand, they punish them by paying them billing them a large fee if they don't use water.
Right. So there's a minimum threshold, so you get punished if you...
Wait a minute, tell me that again. My lawyer brain just kicked in.
There is a minimum threshold set for the ratepayers, so if they conserve water and they drop below the minimum threshold, they're still going to have to pay.
And I think it's $96 a month. Don't quote me, but that's the minimum.
That's exactly what it was. They were told, the ratepayers, that to conserve water, that's how they can adjust their bill downward. They conserved, and then the company wasn't selling enough water, so there's a charge because they're not selling enough water. And there are people that get charged $96 before they turn their spigot on.
And before we go any further, make it clear that Cal Water was invited by the city to attend, and they declined.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not doing this just to bash them because they're not here. We would have bashed them if they were here.
Correct. Without a problem. What they're doing is they're telling the individuals, the customers, you need to conserve water if you don't want these large bills. And so, as a community, they've done as such. They've conserved water. Well, now the private company isn't receiving the money that they should be receiving because the community has come together to reserve on water, with water. And now the company, instead of rewarding them and saying, good for you, you've done this, they're saying, we're not getting the money we used to get, therefore we want to charge you 60% more.
Could we have our water legal people look at this?
Absolutely, that's a good idea.
But give them a lid. You know, I don't want a $100,000 bill. I mean, give them a lid.
But we're very good at, not to exceed.
Can we also ask them to find some type of option which we can annex our current Cal Water people into either Waterworks 40 or another water purveyor in that area? Because we have to give them an option. We can't let this go through.
Right.
We will.
Hey, wait a minute, you don't want to let me nationalize things. I could get carried away really quick.
We will certainly ask them that. That was the point that some of the speakers made, as the folks there said, is that people across the street, literally 500 feet away, were paying a third less. So we will see if they can join Waterworks 40 or Quartz Hill.
Yeah. and I personally know some of these families, and some of them are, the majority, they're single moms, parents, I should say. Some of them are on fixed income. Some young lady was crying because if it was to be raised, she has to choose between paying her water bill or not eating. It was very painful to see that. People have lived there for 30, 40 years, and they've constantly been paying this private company, and the water bill has just been going up.
I can smell a lawsuit in this. I really can. Have them look at that.
Yeah. Well, Mark, if I may, I'd have one more request of the council, too. I know that for a fact that the code enforcement has not been onerous, but I would hope at least until things come to some kind of conclusion that there's no, that area. Because I think there was some, there was some people expressed concerns about, I think they were more afraid, not that they cited that they would get cited by the city, but I would hope that.
Why would they get cited? Why would we cite people for water?
Yeah.
I guess their water pressure, they have problems with their water pressure, so they're tapping into other people's to equal the water pressure around.
It was also the maintaining your landscaping, but we've already talked about that. If it's that onerous on them, someone spent, the gentleman was $900 a month to maintain his lawn.
Right.
And his house was a tract home.
Right.
His house.
Right.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that from a city standpoint that we work with everybody. I don't think that nobody cited that there was any issues, but I just don't want, just until things are resolved.
Okay. Good.
You want to hear from these people?
Oh, yeah. Kristen, Larson, and Liz. Hey, we got a tag team. Let's see how they do.
We had husbands stuck on the 14, so we didn't know quite who would make it here first.
Okay.
So first of all, you covered many of our points, and I'm glad to see that you're just as disgusted as those of us who are paying the high water bills already. First and foremost, thank you so much for your support. Especially thank you to so many of you who came to the meeting, who expressed your disgust. We are really in awe of our city government, and I think I can speak for many of our residents. We're pretty proud to be residents of the city of Lancaster right now, because it's nice to see our city government sticking up for us. There is one good thing to come out of this. We've walked our neighborhood, we've gotten to know our neighbors, and we are a diverse neighborhood, but the one thing we all agree on is we really don't like Cal Water. And so we're motivated as a neighborhood to participate in this, I don't want to use the word fight, but I can't come up with a better one. And whatever we can do as a neighborhood to help assist in this process, we're eager to do. So I'm the motivator, but Kirsten's the number person, so I'll hand it over to her.
And I was just going to say, I know that a resolution from the city would go a long way towards influencing the CPUC and their rate decision. Obviously, becoming parties to the proceedings is the most impact that we can have on this particular general rate case. So if we can do that, that would be fabulous. And just to bring you guys up to speed, before we realized how involved the city would become. We were also speaking with Supervisor Antanovich's office. They have let us know that they are going to explore the idea of seeing if Cal Water will relinquish us and let us be annexed. So they're going to go ahead, while we're fighting this rate case, which we need to go ahead and fight because that decision is going to be made before the end of the year, there may be an option for us to be relinquished and annexed in. The county's going to pursue that, and then depending on what kind of feedback we get from them, hopefully we can call you guys in to help us further. But I think that would be what most of us in that neighborhood would like, right, because you've seen you saw the chart.
Yeah, and for anybody that doesn't know, this is Ellen 20th, basically. We're not some far out, I can hear the freeway from my house.
And it's 671 homeowners, and one of the reasons Cal Water is so expensive, they're pumping groundwater like everybody else, but they have only 671 customers to spread out any capital improvements, any staff increases, and it's an economies of scale issue, and they can't make it work without burdening us unduly. So. Thank you for your
So
help.
what area are you talking about?
So the area is, the district is basically centered around L and 20th. So the south side, so it's M and 20th to about 23rd, and then there's kind of a square block that runs down to L. And then there's like a Ralph's right on the corner of L and 20th, and it's the neighborhood that's kind of tucked back behind there. And then there's an Heliopolis track that's on the other side, and then there's a couple neighborhoods that are just sort of cut up. I do have a map on me.
I just wanted the general idea.
Yeah, but and there are cul-de-sacs that are split in half. LA County on one side, Cal-Water on the other.
And actually, your daughter,
Yeah, it really
your
is.
daughter used to be my next door neighbor, and she was on Cal Water.
Oh, I know where it is.
Yeah, it's for your daughter.
See why she got out of there?
I know, she was smart. She was smart.
Right. And that does bring up another issue. We are concerned about, our home values. As
You
more and
got
more
big
people-
lots, too.
Yeah, but most of us don't
Yeah.
have the full acre landscapes. But that's one section. There is a section behind Ralph's which has much smaller lot size.
But I will tell you, the people on the 1 acre lots, and this is people are trying to conserve, and we heard numerous stories of $800 plus bills in the summer. And these are people who are doing, ripping out grass, being conservative with their landscaping, doing what they can, and still pricey.
And I could say, I have a friend in LA County Waterworks. She's on a much smaller lot. She and I used the exact same amount of water one month. She paid $56. I paid $150.
Find out if that minimum fee is legal, would you? Okay. That just seems rather outrageous to me. We'll do whatever we can, okay?
Thank you for
But-
your support.
We appreciate it.
But we do know how to make people uncomfortable.
I would like that.
Okay, J. Close.
Mr. Mayor, City Council.
Hi.
I came before you several months ago regarding a water situation along West Avenue J4, which eventually it does drain down to West 37th Street. The condition still exists. I have here some pictures that I took just this morning showing water that's still running just about the same as it was. All this water is doing is feeding the weeds that's down along there. All the work that was ever done on that after my initial thing, they brought in some ground-up asphalt and spread it along the side of the street. That did not stop the water. The water still exists.
I think this is a different issue.
Here's a couple of photos that I just took this morning showing that the water still is there and has been there.
I remember when you were here. What's the deal?
Oh, you want photos? Okay.
We did send staff out there, make some improvements. There's an element of where it's coming from that has to be dealt with. We tried to minimize it in this location, but it's coming from another location that doesn't have a drainage facility, and I'll let Robert address that if he has any more to add.
Mr. Mayor, we'll go back to it, and we'll see if we can't rectify that situation.
Okay. Call my office in a week and, or 10 days, see how it looks then, okay?
It'll be the same.
If you'll
Nothing been done about it.
Hey, I'm working on it, okay? Ask for Erica, and Erica will get you to me, or she'll take the information, and then I'll follow up, okay?
I believe that it's, and this is only my assumption, I think, that it's coming from over-watering on residential.
Really?
Yes.
Well, send code enforcement in and start citing.
But there is a lot of precious water that lays along that street that dumps down into West 37th Street.
We could sell it to Cal Water.
I was going to say, I'm sure you guys feel the pain of wasted water. Yes.
All right, we'll look into it, okay?
I appreciate that.
If it is water runoff from residential, the only thing we regulate is the time they water. There's not much we can do after that. But we'll send code enforcement to make certain that they've adjusted their clocks on the sprinklers, okay? But after that, there's not much we can do. If they want to pay the water bill, they can pay the water bill. Okay?
Yeah, but I can't see that water.
That's crazy, I agree.
That's precious water.
I agree.
Get down here to the end of the year, which this year we're, 6 to 9 inches less in our water?
It's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
You might want to.
Thank you.
Mosquito abatements there, so.
Yeah, and what's the chairman of the Mosquito Abatement District doing? I mean, look at this. That really is a mosquito abatement problem, isn't it?
Oh, that's what he was going to say.
You spray it?
They spray for mosquitoes.
I think they should drain it.
I think they should drain it too.
Me too. You
I
think so?
agree.
I think we all think you should drain it. Thanks. Mr. Reeves, we will get on that. We're not, okay, we'll do the best we can on that. But like I said, other than the timing of the sprinklers, there's not a lot we can do.
Isn't there something that comes up that there's fining for overwatering or something, excessive watering?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we do. In the ordinance, if there's excessive runoff, Robert Neal might be able to.
Yeah,
on the
we
ordinance
can go
we
out
did about
and-
7 years ago.
Okay. Well, then let's just kick it up. All right. Sounds good to me.
Mayor Paris, council, staff, ladies and gentlemen, this could be a blessing in disguise. It might make us aware of the water crisis that the state faces, and to be thinking about in the future about the growth in the city. Do we want to have growth where we're going to drain more water resources, or do we want to try to better the existing resources that we have in the city? And it also brings up another point, the divided agencies that we have in the Antelope Valley. If you count Aquadosi, we got 9 school districts. What do we have? 4 or 5 water districts. We have 2 sanitation districts. We have 2 major cities. We have 2 airports. We could also need to consider consolidating all these agencies into one city, one agency to meet the future. One of the complaints is they don't have the customers, so they're going to jack up the rates for these people. Well, if you have 500,000 people, it won't be necessary to jack up the rates. Everybody will have equitable prices on their thing. Another thing, let's don't get too sanctimonious about criticizing this, because the L.A. County Water Works increased our water 3%. I didn't hear anybody screaming about it on the council. The sanitation district, what do? Double, triple our rates? Nobody was screaming about that. Let's
Mr. Reeves, just so I'm clear, you're comparing a 60% rate increase to a 3% rate increase?
Well, if you get a 2% rate increase in 10 years, it's 20 or 30% rate increase. It's going to look like that. And by golly, they are going to raise the rates continually because of the water crisis in this state. You can depend on it.
Mr. Reeves, do you know why Waterworks 40 increased the rates? What was the trigger?
No, I don't. Well, it's common sense would dictate if you've had a drought for 2 years in this state and there's a water shortage and the snowpack is down, there's going to be they're going to have to charge more to transport the water or get the water.
It was because of the electricity rates through the state agency.
California Water Resources Board. They have a report on the internet about the conditions in 2012. You might want to read it. Thank you very much.
Mr. Reeves, I appreciate the amount of effort you put into this. We don't always agree with you. Matter of fact, I rarely agree with you. But I do appreciate the effort you put in. You're obviously concerned. You look into it harder than anybody I know. And I think you perform a vital function. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Perez.
I'd like to say, Mr. Reeves, I'd like to also say that how you do it respectfully. Mm-hmm. You come up here and you disagree with a lot that we do, but you do it respectfully, and I personally really appreciate that. Thank you.
I think we all do. Thank you, Mr. Reeves, for your delivery. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you. The pleasure's all mine. Thank you.
Okay, moving on, my favorite subject.
Can we do a proclamation?
Sure.
For CA1? Can we?
Yes. For the Yes, a resolution.
Resolution, whatever we need to do, and to make sure that to show them that we're thoroughly disgusted with what's taken place?
Yeah, we took all the direction that you gave as consensus of the council, and we were going to follow up on all those, the first being the resolution.
Yes. And a very harsh letter. No. We got to figure out a way to sue these guys. If we do that, they'll probably let you out. Really. We just got to make it too expensive for them to operate here. Okay. Vice Mayor Christ, Councilmember Mann, Antelope Valley Transit.
Defer to Vice Mayor Christ.
Actually, did our new member, Councilwoman Johnson, attended her first meeting
I did.
today?
I did. I attended today, and it was very interesting and very informative, and there's a lot of information to absorb, and hopefully I'll make our community proud and represent well, and be able to absorb it quickly.
Ridership is up 11%. Rates are remaining the same. We did get a briefing from the Metrolink that they're planning to raise their rates 7%. But the AVTA rates should remain the same. So everything's good at the AVTA.
Do we know what it costs to take the train from Lancaster to LA?
The fare?
Yeah.
I haven't taken a long time, no.
Okay.
We'll look up on the internet someone real quick.
Good. Thanks. Okay. Finance Authority, no action. Housing Authority, no action. Power Authority, no action. Successor Agency, no action. City Manager, any announcements?
Three. First, the business part with high winds today. Parts of Highway 14 are closed, in particular near Avenue D. We've had to date Kern County line 3 miles north?
3 miles north of Kern County.
Okay. So it would be from Kern County line Avenue A to Rosamond Boulevard now. There's 28 trees down so far in various stages. If they're in roads or hit something or a danger, we clear them right away. If they're on private property, we obviously wait till tomorrow. So that's a report on that. To some happier subjects, it is one of your fellow council members' birthdays today. I believe it would be Ron Smith's birthday today. Is that correct, sir?
I don't know.
You don't know?
How young are we?
And the last one, and the last announcement is Dave McEwen has somewhat of a bittersweet announcement.
Uh-oh.
Mayor, members of the council, I gave you a letter today announcing my retirement, effective June 30th. So
how long have you been with the city?
Since since April of 1979, started with doing the redevelopment work, and January of 1987 became city attorney.
Wow. You're really old.
Thank you very much.
You have served the city well. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to throw a party?
Absolutely. We'll do it in the right manner, and we'll go over the accomplishments of Dave's career, which mirror a lot of the accomplishments of the city, and I don't think he gets the we'll do it right. Let's say it that way.
Good. You're also going to go over the Thunder on the Lot at the fairgrounds?
Thank you. I forgot that. Not to horn in on the Jazz Festival, but an event that goes every year is Thunder on the Lot. It's June 8th and 9th this year. This is a great event for the Antelope Valley. It raises, it's over 100,000, is it?
We raise between 240 to 300,000 per year.
Which is well over 100,000.
For the 28 different charities.
20 different charities. It's really a fun event, too. For people that haven't gone to this, it's a blast. So I would it's for a good cause, but it's also a lot of fun. So we hope people go out and support that. And this is because the city is a sponsor. We got this very nice plaque.
Thank you. City Clerk, any announcements?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time for you to address the City Council on any items that are not on the agenda. You'll find speaker cards at the back of the council chambers. We ask that you fill them out completely and print as clearly as possible so that if the City Council needs to get in touch with you, they will have your accurate information. As much as we appreciate your request to make comments before your 3 minutes begin, please understand your time begins when your name is announced. Individual speakers are limited to 3 minutes each. When you approach the podium, you'll see 3 lights. The green light comes on when your time begins, the yellow light comes on when you have 30 seconds remaining, and the red light comes on when your time is up. We ask that you be considerate of the allotted time to allow other speakers to have their 3 minutes as well. Following this procedure will allow for a smooth and timely process for the meeting, and we do appreciate your cooperation. State law does prohibit the City Council from taking action on items not on the agenda, and your matter will be referred to the City Manager. Thank you.
No speaker cards?
No speaker cards. That's a first.
Yeah, I don't remember that ever occurring.
Michael, did you want to speak?
Come on, Michael.
You can
I
do
mean, you're
Something.
going to break a tradition.
We're actually asking you to speak.
Mr. Vasaki would like to speak.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Can I have a second? Because I was as surprised as you. I just want to make sure that I just want to make sure that that is a big bash and a big party for a wonderful city attorney who I had the privilege of serving with for 10 years, and I didn't know that was going to be announced tonight, but gosh, I wish you the best. And Mark, I just want to make sure that I'm on that invitation list because it's going to be quite a celebration. Wonderful man. Thank you very much, Dave. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Any announcements from the council? Any discussion from the council?
Yes, actually, I just wanted for us to say how proud we are to be voted as the best free entertainment by our own community. It really shows a lot that our community believes in the city and has been able to take the opportunities that have been given to our community for that free entertainment that we're blessed to have on the boulevard. It's always amazing, it's always fun, and it's always safe. So thank you for acknowledging that and voting for us to be the free entertainment by community. Also wanted to announce that organization TIF, which is Together in Faith and Family, they just had a fundraiser, and they had over 1,500 children from the age of 13 to 17 from our community that donated for children in our community. And the organization was able to raise over $4,000 and over 1,000 toys and clothing items. And very proud to see children in our own community wanting to make a difference for our children in our community. So it was a proud moment. Thank you.
You also had a couple sponsors that sponsored the food for
We
that.
did. Thank you so much for reminding us. We had 2 sponsors that were very, very glad and honored to donate pizza for the event, and that was Round Table Pizza and Costco. And so without them, we would have had a lot of hungry kids, so we thank them very much for feeding them.
I love their pizza.
Oh, so do we.
Forgot how long it's been since I had a pizza. Okay.
Tonight.
Vice Mayor, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah. Vice Mayor Christ, tell us about the Palmdale Power Plant and how they want to poison our children.
Okay. We did have a meeting at the AVA QMD. Some of the local unions protested that we were against jobs in the AV, and we explained to them that we're not for the power plant because of what it does to the community. It alters the landscape of this community forever. It pours tons and tons and tons of pollution, and it goes directly over our soccer fields. The visual pollution, at times it will go 6 miles up, and this community will see no benefits from it. We were sold, the community was sold a bill of goods, and that was from the city of Palmdale when they said that they were going to do an aggregate, which makes the entire community's electric rates go down. That's why they were building the power plant. That's not true. They also said that they were going to hook into Plant 42 and they were going to lower the rates for the people at Plant 42, and that's not true. They haven't told their citizens that the high-tension power lines will go through the east side of Palmdale, through the foothills and hook up to the Vincent Hill station yet. And as you pointed out at the AVA-QMD meeting, there's a reason that they put that power plant there. They have the ability to put it in the middle of their town if they want. They chose to put it on the edge of Lancaster, so Lancaster gets the benefits of all the pollution. They receive just the money, we get all the benefits, meaning the pollution. And we get all this for 35 jobs. Now, the unions were discouraged because they've been told that they have over 600 jobs. We commented that these are temporary jobs. We like to look at what are permanent jobs, and the permanent jobs are 35 jobs. And the way that I like to explain it is we can pollute the valley only so much. And if you take this water bottle and you fill it up, that's how much we can pollute it. 80% of the pollution that we can pollute this valley will be polluted by this power plant for 35 jobs. It prohibits us from bringing any other industry in that will give us thousands of jobs. There is a multitude of reasons why the board members at the AVA-QMD have a problem with this. So the city of Palmdale has recently found out that they forgot one thing in their permit process, and that was the emission reduction credits. The emission reduction credits means that somewhere downwind from us that they reduced or made their air quality better, and they've received air credits from the Air Quality Board. They're now going to, or try to sell those credits to the owners of the Palmdale Power Plant, and for $15 million we're going to send to either San Joaquin Valley or the South Coast so we can make their air cleaner while we make ours dirtier. And I, for one, disagree with that. Mr. Mann, you have anything else?
I take it you're against it.
Just a little bit. I think this is one of the big issues that it will alter the landscape of the Antelope Valley forever. This is not something that, we're talking about the number of jobs if you open a McDonald's. Okay? That's what we're talking about. This is not a big deal for what we're doing, but this could and possibly will kill some of our kids.
Yeah, first of all, I want to appreciate Marvin. He did a very good job of explaining to the group exactly where we were going with this. What I'm really disappointed with is the way in which the city of Palmdale's leaders sold this several years back, because I think everybody now is starting to find out they really got duped and they're not getting any benefits. And then, like Marvin so stated, we're paying the price for ultimately the city benefiting by selling the power plant. So they get the cash and we get the pollution. I think that's a really bad trade, so I think we need to stop it.
Mr. McEwen, it seems to me that when my counterpart in the city to the south comes out and tells everybody before the public hearings that they're going to lower the power rates for everybody in the Antelope Valley, or certainly everybody in Palmdale, and lower the power rates for the Plant 42 businesses, knowing that that was a lie, but saying it, right before the public hearings, that should somehow void those hearings, simply because the public now doesn't come out, because the public sees a benefit. They don't see just a cost. There's a huge benefit if if your water bill were to drop in half, there'd be a huge benefit. The same thing with your electric bill, there's a benefit. So you don't go to the public hearings, you don't complain, and then they pass it, and then the guy building it comes out and says, no, we were never going to do that. Never even thought about doing that. It was always to sell it. There ought to be something we can do.
I think it makes an excellent argument to open up those hearings again if we can do it. I would have to look at the rules of the board to see what can be done, but I think that's a basis for a really excellent argument. And
I would like you to look into that, because clearly that's what he said. And it was just a month ago we read in the newspaper that the guy putting it all together said no. It was never going to be an aggregate. It was never going to be lower the rates of anyone in the Antelope Valley. It was just a scam. It's shocking to me that you can do it, and it's hard to shock me these days. But it seems that there has to be something wrong with that. And then we look at who the person was who was the promoter. Wasn't that a Kim Shaw deal? The whole thing stinks, and I don't know that we should. Our concern about being polite should be such that we stay silent. The second leading cause of death of people in Lancaster is emphysema, and here they're going to just dump tons of that right over our air. I think the time for us to be polite is over. I wonder if we should ask the district attorney to look into this, because it was a Kim Shaw deal. And we all know the story on that. What do you think?
I don't. Again, the city of Palmdale is selling it as their words are pristine. It's not. It wouldn't qualify under the EPA current standards due to the fact that it's a 10-year-old permit process that they've gone through. They wouldn't meet current EPA standards. So they would have to clean it up much, much more if we did do something about this. But I think the fact is that we have soccer fields over there. All our youth the prevailing winds will blow from that power plant over those soccer fields. And we have to protect our youth. We just have to do that.
we will definitely look into the ways that we might have to reopen the hearing and apply the new rules as opposed to the old rules.
Isn't the state senator on the PUC committee or something in the Senate? Look into that, would you?
Yeah.
And reach out to him. Okay. All right. Thank you. I guess we're going to executive session?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, we do have a need for a closed session this evening on the items listed on the agenda under Government Code Section 549, 56.9, A and D.
City Attorney.
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, the City Council met in closed session under Government Code Section 549, 56.9A and received updates concerning Quartz Hill Cares versus City of Lancaster, Palmdale versus Lancaster, Lancaster versus Housing Authority of the County of L.A., Antelope Valley Allied Arts Association, and Rubin versus Lancaster. No other action was taken in closed session, including the discussion of anticipated litigation.
Thank you. Ms. Sato.
The Housing Authority meeting is adjourned until Tuesday, June 11, 2013 at 5 p.m.
City Council meeting is adjourned until Tuesday, June 11th, 2013 at 5 p.m. Carol, I'm coming home.